arrival, and innocence. The train screeched to a halt at the small rural station, its whistle cutting through the quiet morning air. Anna Petrova pressed her gloved hands tightly together, her heart beating faster than the iron wheels slowing on the track. She had traveled thousands of miles to be here, across oceans and continents, answering the uncertain promise of a new life. And now, as the wooden platform stretched before her, the weight of her choice pressed harder than the suitcase at her side. Michael Carter was waiting, a tall man with weathered shoulders and a face carved by years of work and grief. He stood apart from the few other travelers, his posture stiff, his eyes cautious. He didn't smile when their gazes met. Instead, he tipped his hat politely, as though greeting a stranger for a business arrangement rather than a bride. Anna stepped down from the train, her shoes clicking on the wood. For a moment, she wanted to turn back, to flee from the cold unfamiliarity in his eyes. But she squared her shoulders and walked forward. "Mr. Carter?" she asked softly, her accent clinging to each syllable. He nodded. "Anna." No embrace, no warmth, just a name spoken like confirmation of a contract. He lifted her suitcase easily and gestured toward the waiting wagon. The ride to the farm was silent but heavy with unspoken thoughts. Anna looked at the endless fields rolling out in every direction, the pale winter sky above them, the barren trees whispering in the wind. It was beautiful in its own way, but lonely, so terribly lonely. Michael's hands gripped the reins firmly, his jaw set as if carved from stone. The house came into view, large, practical, but shadowed by absence. Curtains hung stiff in the windows, and the porch boards creaked under their steps. Inside, the room smelled faintly of dust and fading perfume. It was a house still haunted by someone who was no longer there. At the table, Michael poured her tea without speaking much. He asked about her journey. She answered politely, and silence quickly filled the space again. He was kind enough, but distant, as though afraid kindness might awaken something he couldn't allow. It was then that Anna noticed the little girl. She was small, barely 6, with wide eyes the color of storm clouds. She had been sitting quietly at the edge of the room, almost hidden by the chair. Her hair was unkempt, her dress a little wrinkled, but her gaze was piercing. She studied Anna with the seriousness of someone far older. "This is Lily," Michael said, as though the introduction were an afterthought. "My daughter." Anna smiled gently, kneeling to meet her eyes. "Hello, Lily," she whispered. The girl didn't answer. She clutched a warm